Next up, all the way from Fayetteville, North Carolina, one of the Poets Eclectic, Northstar. Good evening.
Good evening. Good to be back in the house.
Oh no, I thought you said
Even with my rose-tinted glasses collecting dust on the table, I still find myself questioning the things that I see or have seen. How I remember them. Cognizance is kaleidoscopic with past and present and alternating colors of confusion. My body shivers in the winds of time and change, but I, head down, chin up, I muddle through flights of thoughts, perusing possibilities previously unseen. I invoke revolution of self. I disavow delusion and derision in favor of soulful emancipation. Trepidation has no place here, not in my space, and it should have none with you. You see, having patience is one thing, but no longer should you bind yourself for no satisfaction. You see, peace of mind is mine. Never has it been out of my reach, just as it has never been out of yours. Invoke revolution of self. Pull yourself from the mire. Cease your dance across the lines of procrastination, kind sir. You do nothing but prolong your own misery in favor of your self-defeating comfort zone, one that blinds you to the pain of those around you and numbs you to your own, even as you wallow in it. It gives me cause to ask, what will you do when the day comes where you must confront, acknowledge your own denial? When that day comes, what will you be? What will you say? What will you do? When blaming the past comes with no use, when all of your rationale is just an excuse, when the only thing left is that face in the mirror staring back at you. What will you be? What will you say? What will you do? When a child's cries become adult resentment, when your blessings are forgotten while you're longing for the things that you didn't get, when this is a legacy that you've left the next generation with, when your vibrance has become facade, your reality is stone, when the road that you're on is one that you swore you'd never roam, when you finally see that it was your own choices that have left you here alone. To where will you point the finger? At whom will you cast the blame? How far will you go to shine a new light in the dawning of the day? And when that moment happens, will you move on it? When the feeling stirs, will you follow it? When the chance comes, will you seize it? Will it become just another unfulfilled opportunity? When the stone finally crumbles, will you drop it and let it all go? When the warmth melts the cold, will you shed the ice from your soul? Yes, it's true. We all know that there are no take-backs for the times that you have let yourself down. But will you let that stop you the day that love comes back to town? What will you be? What will you say? What will you do? For there is no better day than today to invoke revolution of self. Thank you. I'm Northstar. Everybody listening now? Good. Well, that's you, Alley Cat. I still love you anyway. Yeah, so back down here doing a feature, sharing a feature with a wonderful, wonderful poet. Also from up in Fayetteville. Some of y'all know him, LJ. He'll be coming up here in a little bit. Kind enough to row down here with me. So I'm going to give you a couple more pieces, do a little housekeeping in the process, and then let LJ get up here and afterwards take some time to sit around and listen to this place that I used to love to come into every Wednesday night. That one was called Revolution of Self. I guess you should say our new anthem these days. This next one, those of you who follow me on Facebook, this next one has actually never made it on Facebook for a few reasons.
And yet, here it comes.
Yeah, but it makes it to the mic, though. It makes it to the mic. And I preface this one by saying...
What's her name?
Oh, that's a good question. I preface this one by saying, I would absolutely love to take all of the chick flicks of the past 10, 15 years and toss them right out the window. Now, when I say this, I don't say this because they're not good movies. Shoot, I like some of them. Alright? They are good stories. They're good stories because they're relatable. You can relate to things in your life. I, as a guy, can relate to some things in those stories. But here's the key, ladies and gentlemen. They are stories. Stories. Not your relationship Bible, ladies. The next one who starts talking about the Notebook. Yeah.
I sense that Nicholas Sparks has a new nemesis.
Yeah. Anyway, so I wrote this.
Oh, that wasn't the poem?
That's a hell of an intro.
We were like, huh?
Back row.
I know.
It was the smallest peck on the lips. Stole in a moment of facetious intentions aimed at answering your spoken desires. You pull back. A kiss means commitment. Now, I can see your point of view. I get why you would say that. But it becomes obvious that we have drastically different ideas of the meaning behind a peck. In fact, I think you place too many limitations, trying too hard to put things in boxes for the life that you tell me you want to live. A kiss means commitment, you said. You're looking for commitment. Well, you're right about that part. I am looking for a commitment. Now, just to be clear, I'm in no rush to slap a label on it. I'm not trying to change my Facebook relationship status. I'm not trying to wrap it in red and pink ribbons coupled with Valentine's Day candy hearts just to be placed on the shelf or in that drawer underneath those old worn socks resting over long forgotten Christmas and birthday cards. I've long since tired of that. But I am looking for a commitment. A commitment to intimacy. Now, I don't necessarily need your fingers interlaced with mine to know that your hand is mine to hold. But after having heard how you felt as I held you, I started hoping that maybe you hold me like that too. You see, yeah, that's where I messed up. I started thinking you might be the one to respond to my sarcasm with a diving tackle to the floor, laughing at my rug burn, while pointing at your elbow going, "Ha! Payback!" You see, I started thinking that you might be the one that on those days when the world is just too much to bear, there's just too much change and not enough to show for it, all this transition, all this craziness going on, you might have a lap for my head to lay in, fingers to run across my head, keeping the secrets of my teardrops as they stream from my face to your jeans. You see, I was thinking you might be the one that I could curl up on the couch and watch a movie with, go out for a beer with. Don't have to worry about getting caught girl watching because you're guy watching. We're comparing notes and taking bets on who can get the most numbers. We both know you'll win, but I still accept the challenge. And later that night, you seize your prize, bragging about how this makes you a three-peat, then whispering, you know, if you think about it, we both kind of won. You see, I was thinking, I know I got ahead of myself with all that thinking, but I hoped anyway. I hope that for all of our talk about dropping walls, you might reciprocate, but it seems I'm the only one who did so. My hands caressed your body and you squirmed, you grinned, you teased, you loved my lack of desire to put a label on it. My lips teasingly touched yours, and your face froze. Thief, you muttered as you turned to walk away. A kiss means commitment, and I'm not looking for commitment, you said. But in that moment, you revealed a truth. You're still hiding behind a wall of preconceived limitations. You're so convinced that you can't have your cake and eat it too that you're unable to see the fork sitting next to the plate. The thing that you're starving for is the only thing that I'm asking for. A kiss means commitment. And I'm not looking for commitment, but it seems like you are. Well, you're half right. I am looking for a commitment. And so are you. And once again, I'm not looking for a commitment to Facebook statuses. I'm not looking for a commitment to ribbons and bows and holidays and double dating. A commitment to intimacy. Thank you. So I I disappeared a few months ago and took off, was originally heading out to the mountains and wound up settling back home in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And first grew my hair out all kinds of crazy shaggy and then decided to go bald, back to the way I used to like it way back when.
Right on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I call it the nappy Kojak.
Oh! Where's your brother?
The Southern roll-on.
There you go. Doing that thing. With that, doing my live stream channel. That's really started to take off. I live stream a third Sunday event at my old poetry venue that I used to co-host, Job Expressions. I don't know if any of you saw the last two in December. We actually had Sheen 1 and Jirai come up and feature up there. And then this past, last Sunday was it? Yeah. Last Sunday was actually the first in what is going to be a series of third Sunday live streams where we take just a 1 hour portion out of that and feature some poets and musicians. If you get a chance, check it out. Livestream.com/outlawpoet. And I've also embedded the channel on not one, but 5 different Facebook pages. Now, I periodically get messages from people. Northstar, why are you inviting me to this and inviting me to that and inviting me to this and inviting me to that? When I get tired of giving nice answers, my response tends to be, there's an artistic wave coming. It is happening. It's tried to come in and receded. It's tried to come in and receded. And now it's coming for real. And you got a choice. You can either ride that wave and see if it's your thing, or you can turn your back to it, get run over by it, and then I don't want to hear you fussing when you wonder what just happened. While my hairstyle has changed, my tendency to write late-night drunken rants has not.
Oh, I know. I've seen some of them.
You've seen this one.
We've chatted on Facebook, sir.
Oh, yeah. And if I remember right, we talked about this one as well. This is aptly titled Oh Dark 30.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Life spins in confounding circles of misconstrued intentions. I walk tall, head up, held high, but hands covering holes that reveal vulnerabilities that I prefer not to show, that I deceive myself into believing I'm able to hide. The book is open, pages tattered and torn, but ink still legible as it screams across ages bent on agonizing torment and self-realization. Self-actualization is lost on me amidst the winds blowing through the mist. It clears, but only long enough to show me what I knew was there all along. So I head down to the spiraling staircase of what you believe me to be. No longer waiting, no longer expecting, but still pacing, still believing. Don't stop believing, believing that there is more, so much more to see, be, do. Can you see, hear, feel what I'm trying to tell you? I'll not be held back, I tell myself, but there's truth and lies and truth, and all I know how to do is grin and bear it, and love honestly and recklessly and unconditionally and haphazardly. And so the wheel spins as the world turns into a collection of broken promises rooted in innocent desires made inconsequential by playboy acts and harlequin feints, leaving those left standing with honor in their corner but nothing in their hands. To think, people wonder why I've changed, why I've left certain things behind yet cling so tightly to others. I know not, but I do know that I shall not let the inexperience of some, the jadedness of others leave me cowed. Even if it leads to my own personal ruin, I shall be the best me that I know how to be. I shall be me, and if it leaves my arms empty, so be it. And this above all else to thine own self be true. You go ahead and count away your days and what you think should be. I pray, truly pray, that it is what you believe it to be. I've never truly believed that there's only one, but rather ones. Mad to live, Kerouac said. Ones who always forgive but never forget. Not the wrongs, the rights. Never afraid to take a chance, making the most of it but accepting it for what it is. Not afraid to love, laugh, cry, scream in the tears of life happening all around us, waiting for us to see it, to seize it. And if that kind of emotion makes me weak in your eyes, then I didn't need you anyway. Then I'm better off without. Notice I said better, not bitter, because I thank you for what you've shown me. Believe it or not, you've prompted growth and forced me to once again pick up my brush axe in one hand, shears in the other. I hack away with surgical precision, or so I tell myself. The book is still open, but even with self-turning pages, I see that you're too lazy to read and so feign a lack of understanding. So you go ahead, stay shadowed in your darkness, but know, please know, that my hand is waiting to welcome you into the light of day. Thank you.